Hello, my YouTube friends. Thanks for joining in today. Man, we got a lot of great things going on here. And one is the SHURE microphone giveaway. All you have to do to enter the contest is slam that subscribe bell and slam that ring bell and write down there as to what you like about SHURE microphones. And each month we're going to be giving out a SHURE SM7B, and you don't want to miss out. Man, gets me pumped up to think about that mic. I love that microphone. But today we're going to be talking about 37 recording tips. 37 of these babies, man. Who would have thought there's 37 recording tips, right? But these 37 common sense tips and techniques were collected from some of the country's top studio and mastering engineers, courtesy of disc makers and your recording studio. We hope you find them useful. Man, this is an old brochure, y'all. I found this brochure and thought, wow, times have really changed since this brochure has come out. It doesn't have a date on it, but I got to reading through some of them, and I thought some of them were kind of humorous as to how much times have changed since we go into the studio nowadays compared to the way we used to go in. But I thought I'd read these tips out anyway, man, and just so you guys could kind of maybe get a laugh about it as well. Hey, Bull Tide, I appreciate you joining in tonight, man. What's going on? I appreciate you here, man. I've been trying to get a hold of you, but we keep missing each other. But maybe you'll like some of these tips, Bull Tide, whenever you get to come in the studio with me. We're going to be doing some different things here, man. And I thought I'd read some of these recording tips to you guys, man, to see what you thought about it. But before you go in, it says right here, before you go in. So before you go in the studio, man, it says record your songs during live gigs and pre-production rehearsals. Even a simple cassette recording on a boom box may reveal weak parts of the song. It says boom box. So you know this is an old brochure, right? I don't know, maybe in the 80s or early 90s. But anyway, I thought I'd read these 37 tips here, man, just to get a kick out of it and see what you guys think. Number 2, have all musical and vocal parts worked out. Know your guitar solos. Wow. Can you imagine your guitarist, his solo going into a recording studio and not knowing it? Hey, but here's a funny thing, man. I heard that Eddie Van Halen on one of his songs didn't really know whenever one of his guitar solos. He actually went in and did several different cuts and couldn't decide on what he wanted. And the engineer sliced, cut, and pasted it together and came up with a killer lead solo. And Eddie had to learn the solo to play the live gigs later on, because his engineer actually spliced it all together for him. I thought that was kind of funny. Number three. Use a computer or sequencer. Prepare all sequence material before the session. You know, a lot of these are just common sense things. You know, you don't want to get in the studio and waste a whole bunch of time, because it's a lot of money when that clock's ticking, right? Number 4, if you plan to use a click track, make sure your drummer is comfortable playing to it. To get tight, practice to a click track at a very slow tempo. You know what? This is really funny here, man, because if my drummer couldn't play to a click track, he wouldn't be my drummer. He's got to be the backbone of the music, man. He's got to be rock solid, you know? Him and the bass guitar player are pretty much the cement and the foundation of everything. So if I'm making some funny wisecracks here, y'all, it's just because I find some of this humorous, and maybe you will too. Number five, rehearse more songs than you plan to record. You never know which song will sound strong on the final tape. If you plan to have a 4-song EP, prepare 6 songs just in case. Now, I like that idea. I like always having more than what you need. And after you record the songs, you guys can kind of see what's going to fit the EP better, and as to what order the songs go in, because that plays a large role in keeping the listener's attention throughout the whole CD. But now everything's changed. I mean, now it's all about singles, So you just plop in a single, and it's your MP3 player, and you're done. But yeah, these times have changed since this brochures came out. Number six. Take care of your body before and during recording sessions. Eat well, get enough sleep, and keep your ears rested and clear. Yes, ear fatigue is a real thing, and I agree with that 100%. And if everybody's kind of hadn't been rested, things can fall apart real quick. Setting up, right here in big bold letters in orange. Setting up. Number 7, be early. At some studios, the clock starts running whether you're there or not. Find out about their cancellation policy as well, because they're going to charge you, man. Just like when you go to the dentist, if you don't call, they can charge you, man. They want their money. Make the studio, number 8, make the studio a comfortable and relaxed place. It will show in your finished product. So in other words, if you're not rested and you're not comfortable, it's going to show on your track, especially your vocalist, man. He has to be real comfortable with the studio when it comes to his time to play the parts, because the voice reveals all, man. More so than your guitar solos. Let's see here. Number 9, make sure you and the engineer have the same vision. Go over your songs with him or her before recording. Before booking your studio time, ask to hear other material the engineer recorded. Well, yes, you would want to know what know what they've done in the past, and want to hear some of their stuff. You kind of would want to go in there blindly, I wouldn't think. Number 10, depending on whether your studio has 8, 16, 24, or 48 tracks capability, plan out how you will leave room for all the essential parts. This should simplify the mix and eliminate the need for bouncing tracks later. This really tells you this is an old brochure, because this was probably written when DAT machines were out, the Tascam 38, the Alesis 8-track, and things like that. Simply because everything is in the box now, man. Everything's in the computer, and tracks are limitless. So this was probably written in the 80s or 90s, early 90s. Number 11, use new strings, chords, drumsticks, and heads, and bring spares. Yeah, especially strings. Drum heads, I don't know. I guess your drummer really have to be acting like it's a live concert. Typically, it's just the opposite in the studio. You want to hit your cymbals less, and rather than harder in a live gig. So the playing style is a little different, and hopefully your drummer knows that. Number 12, find out the hours in the local music store just in case. I guess in case you forgot the strings, or you forgot some heads or drumsticks, you can run down to the local music store and buy some more. On the clock. So anyway, that's kind of funny. I think that's humorous as well. Number 13. Now keep in mind, this was from collected some of the most techniques and collected studios and mastering places around the world wrote in for disc makers about this. So I guess a lot of people make these mistakes, right? So number 13, don't use new gear or different equipment that you haven't used before, even if it's better than what you have. Surprises can cause problems. Now, this is very true. It's hard for me to actually grab another guitar, especially an electric guitar, and play on it when I'm accustomed to playing my guitar or guitars, just simply because it's like a glove. It's like a baseball glove to me. And you get used to it. It's a feel thing, and playing on a different instrument, just on the whim can be not that it's hard. It's just a little. It's not an extension of your body anymore. It's something new. So let's see, the recording process, number 14. Remember, it's emotion and feeling that makes the best song, not necessarily the best technical rendition. I totally agree with that. You do want your parts worked out. However, it's nice that you have them worked out enough that on the spur of the moment with emotion you can express that emotion in a different way at any given time. And that's what phrasing is all about, especially in your songwriting and singing the lyrics. So having your parts worked out as to knowing how you're going to sing it, but then in the moment expressing it a little differently. So that's a really cool. I like that one. That one's a really good one. Number 15. If you mess up a part while recording, don't stop and start over. That can easily cause you to burn out. Instead, check to see if the engineer can punch in the correction. Yeah, punch in. You know, if he's using tape machines, that's typically the way they do it. They would punch you in. You get to the part, and then you put in the right note. But now that everything's in computers, man, that's you can simply do that. You can punch in still, but you can also put down another track and then cut out the pieces you don't want. Okay, number 16, you don't have to fill all the tracks on the tape. Yeah, see, tape, they're using tape. Don't try to force something that won't fit. Okay. Number 17, always keep in mind the focus of your music. It is the vocals. Plan to spend the most time on them. Don't waste time on things that don't highlight the focal point. Of course, you know, it's always about the vocals. The vocals play a large role as to the focal point in any given song, right? Number 18, get the sound you want while recording. Never assume that you can fix it in the mix. I always like to do this. I always like to create the sound I want before I actually put it to tape or whatever medium I'm putting it on. You know, it's you kind of want to have a vision of how it sounds and create that sound before you put it there. For me, it's just a lot easier than trying to find it later on. Number 19, unless you have unique effects, record individual tracks clean and add effects later. Okay, that's kind of a contradictory thing right there from 18 to 19. So yeah, I kind of like to find my sound and then print. Number 20, don't necessarily double track everything. Doubling a lead vocal can hide all the subtleties that make a song personal and likable, although it can work well for a chorus. Yes, all engineers know this, that doubling the vocals in the chorus track thickens it up and sounds really, 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 really good. If you do that on the verses, it will kind of hide the expression and subtleties that you're doing. So let's see, number 21, know when to quit for the day. If you're tired, it will show. Well, that's with anything. If you're tired, it doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're playing poker, or it really doesn't matter. If you're not focused at what you're doing, man, things can slip by you. Number 22, keep guests out. Sweet setup. Thanks, Bull Todd. You know, I'm not going to type right now because just hang in there, man. We'll talk about that later. Yeah, man, I appreciate it. I got it looking good over here, man. You need to come by and check out the studio when you can write some music, man. Number 22, keep guests out. It's your recording guest. I'm sorry. It's your recording. Guests will distract you and may sway your opinion of how the music should sound. I guess they got to really be someone that's pretty influential to sway me, if it's a friend, of how my song should be. Not that I won't listen, but if you got your parts worked out, probably wouldn't bring them in the studio anyway. Okay, number 23, make backup copies after every recording session. Yes, this is really, really good, simply because you might want to go in your truck, listen to, or your car, go and listen to the song that you recorded. and mixed out, and then go on different speakers and whatnot. Listen and see how it's going, man, and see if there's something you like or don't like about anything. Number 24, tune up often. Yes, we all know that. Tune up those guitars. Keep them tuned up, man. They can go flat. They can go sharp. Real easy, especially if you got a guitarist that loves to wail on it and bend, 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 bend. Okay, let's see. Number 25, singers always bring water, but don't use ice. Ice constricts your vocal cords. Hot tea with lemon and honey works just as well. Great tip, but most singers that have a vocal coach or have done any kind of vocal study in their life typically knows this. But you never know, man. These were tips written for everyone who don't know, and I guess just going in the studio on a whim and want to put together an album. Okay, monitoring the mix. Number 27. Listen to your music at moderate levels in your car or on a boombox. This is how most of your fans will listen to it. And mixing at loud levels will fatigue your ears and distort the true sound. Correct. I always like to listen to several different monitors and speakers of the mix before I make a final decision on where everything's going to sit. But that goes back to what I was saying in one of my other videos about actually having a vision and putting down a song that you're going to try to get close to on the mix and the genre that you're playing in. That way, if you know you're pretty close, you're going to be right on target in the end result. Okay, number 28. Sometimes it's good to take a day off and come back to listen. The same applies for mix downs. Ears don't last very long in the studio. This is correct. After a certain amount of time, your ears get fatigued, and also things just don't. You start pushing up everything, and then all of a sudden everything's just way too loud, and you're done. You're cooked. Number 29, as you review each mix, make sure you can comfortably hear all the instruments. Tweak the mix on a small pair of speakers at an extremely low volume. Headphones are also very valuable at this stage, but don't base your final decision on them. You should be able to pick up each instrument even at this level. That's what's so great about pink noise, man, because you can run pink noise on all your tracks now and pretty much get a balance of the volume level before you even put compressors or EQs or anything on there, and it'll get your mix really close fast so your ears won't get fatigued out. Number 30, know when to quit for the day. You're better off quitting a session early when you're tired than wasting time making a bad mix that will have to be redone anyway. Boy, that's so true, man. You know, I remember rehearsing back in the day with the band, and we'd get in and just wear the song out, and man, we were just done. We were all done and angry, and it wasn't a good night. So keep number 30 in mind, man. Mixing. Listen to the studio to CDs you're used to hearing on your home stereo to get an idea of how the studio system sounds. Correct. That's why I say bring in a CD that your songs are kind of similar to or genre, and have your engineer put that song down on track 1, and y'all can refer back and forth to that song as to see if you're getting your instruments on the mix, whether it's the drums, how loud the drums are going to be in the mix and everything else. See if you're getting the mix close to that song. Save you tons of time, man. Okay, number 32, determine a band spokesperson ahead of time. An engineer getting 5 different opinions on how the mix will grow tired and try to rush through the job. Correct. That's why I go ahead and give him a song, how you want your songs to be mixed out, and it'll save him a lot of time, and you don't need a spokesperson making the decision on whether he wants his drums louder or the guitarist wanting all his guitar the loudest in the mix. Number 33, once you have selected an engineer or a producer to mix your recording, have them do the first mix. Their ears are better trained than yours. Try to keep an open mind. Of course, you want them to do it because, like I say, you're always going to have one guy in the band that wants his instrument to be heard the loudest. And it's not about the instrument, it's not about the musician, it's about the song. It's always about the song. It's about the song. It's always about the song. I got to repeat that because a lot of people don't get it. It's about the song, man. So, anyway, I love that. What great advice. There is no other great advice than that, man, on this sheet so far. Okay, let's see. 34. Think about the songs as a whole. Okay, see, it's just doubling up on what I just said. Think about the songs as a whole and not just the individual instruments. Otherwise, everyone will want their instrument louder in the mix. Correct. Correct. 5-star on that one. Number 35. If mixing somewhere other than the recording studio, make sure you use the same speakers. It is not the mix. Yes. If not, the mix will sound completely different. Correct. That's why I've got videos talking about the monitors that you use. Get to where you know them like the back of your hand. Once you know your monitors, your mixing can get a lot faster, and you don't have to go back and forth from different cars and other units to test and see if you're getting close on your mix. If you're real comfortable and you get to know how they sound and how they translate in the room, this is going to save you a lot of time. But hopefully the engineer and hopefully he's been mixing on his speakers for some time and he'll be able to help you out on that. Number 36, decide what format you want to finish mixes to be on. DAT, CD, PMCD, reel-to-reel, or 1630. Your studio may not offer every option. Use the format that is most practical and economical for you. Good. Yeah, things have really changed since they came out with this. Number 37, count on and budget in unforeseen delays. This is so true. A lot of times things happen, man. Things happen, and you want to count in a little extra time in case you need to maybe actually redo a song that you recorded you're not completely happy with, and so you want to count in some extra time. So extra bonus tip number 38, always make a safety DAT or CDR. It preserves your recording investment should your original master tape get damaged. Correct. If you're doing this as you go and you're mixing the songs out as you go, then you're going to have this. You're not going to have to wait till all the songs are done and then do this. Go ahead and get a song recorded and mixed as you go. Like I say, nowadays it's all about singles anyway. I don't know how many people are actually going out there and putting together CDs. Things have changed a lot since these days. But yeah, man, it's all about the song. And as you finish one song and mix it out, that's what I would do. That's what I would do anyway. Unless it's just somebody, a producer, and you're going into a big time studio, I would go to somewhere, have them do one song, pay for one song, record, mix one song for you. And then if you like it and you like the results, then commit to some more songs. If not, move to a different studio, man. But these are some good tips. These were good tips back in the day. They probably came out with this. I don't know. They probably came out with this in the late 80s or whatnot. Maybe early 90s. But I found this in one of my filing cabinets and I started reading through it, and it was just kind of funny that how much times have changed since they came out with this brochure that disc makers sent out. I gave them a call earlier, so apparently they're still in business. So if you want some CDs made, man, they'll hook you up with whatever you need. And it says to call for a free catalog. So here they are right here. Here's their number right here. You can give them a shout, man, if you want to actually have them mass produce some of your CDs. There's a number right there. So anyway, guys, thanks for joining in tonight, man. And if you haven't hit that subscribe button, please do now. And slam that bell, man. And don't forget to write down there below as to why you love the Shure microphones, man, because I'm going to be giving out the SM7B, and you don't want to miss out on that one for all your podcasts and all your wait, hang on a second. All your needs. Okay, sweet, dude. You're welcome, man. Okay. Oh, yeah, it's popping. Okay, XRP is popping, everybody. So, and so is Bitcoin. Anyway, these are some hobbies, other hobbies that I have, and Bull Tide's writing into me, man, and talking about XRP and Bitcoin as it's shooting the moon right now. At least Bitcoin is. And so anyway, we thank you guys for joining in this afternoon, man. Hit that subscribe bell, because each and every day we're going to be coming out with some great new content, man, and you don't want to miss out. We have the coolest content here and the coolest little studio going on. We got a lot going on here, and we appreciate all of you guys, man, and we will see you tomorrow.